Here are 10 tips on how to create the life and business you've always wanted. I would love for you to just be still right now. Stop the multitasking. Just look at your screen right now. Look at your screen. Here I am. Hi. Now take a deep breath. And sink into your body. Now be very present with your surroundings. Okay? Stay with me here and just observe. Where are you? And what do you hear around you? What do you smell? What do you feel on your skin? Like, how is the temperature? And what are you tasting in your mouth right now? Just be present. Okay, now we're going to start thinking about your life. What's going on with your family life? What's the status of your love life? Answer this. Fill in the blanks. This is the situation with my financial life. This is the situation with my mental health. This is the situation with my spiritual life. This is the situation with my social life. My business. My physical health. Okay? So pay attention and observe. What I want to ask you right now, because we've looked at all these things, even for a brief second, what I want to ask you right now is this what you truly want? Maybe parts of it is yes, maybe many parts of it no, or maybe it's the reverse. But one thing is for sure, note this, your mind created all of it. The mind creates either intentionally or by default programming. And by default programming means there are belief systems that we just basically received through our early upbringing as kids or our environment, our family tree programming or institutions that we are part of, etc., that we are exposed to these beliefs, the systems of thought. And these ideas got embedded into the deeper parts of our minds, mainly the subconscious mind, and they are playing out in our lives automatically. So I want you to just kind of take that pill and see if you can swallow that, okay? So this is why you're experiencing what you are experiencing at this very moment, the very here and now. So take a look. What do you see? What do you want to change? And what do you want to keep? Did you know that you actually have a choice? That you have the power to do so? Or do you feel this is just the way life is and there's nothing else I can do about it? Even worse, you're just settling. Are you expecting nothing from life but the bare necessities? But for those of you who are really in touch with your spirit, we're talking about this deeper part of yourself, this you hear the voice within, you'll know, even though you've done what the status quo has told you what to do, yet you feel unsettled because you feel there's so much more you can do and have. And no matter how comfortable your life is, there's still yearning for much, much more. Deep inside, it's almost as if your spirit won't let you settle. So if your decision is to consciously create exactly what you want in life, it will begin with understanding your mind. Why? Because we live in a thought universe. So think about it. Everything And I mean everything was once a thought at first and then became a physical manifestation. That's why I'm asking you to take a step back and just observe. The life that you have now, just observe. Was it really your idea or someone else's expectation, an idea of what success is, of how life should be? Okay, so you got to be pretty honest about this. Everything starts with a thought. Even the stuff we don't like to see in our personal lives, in other people's lives, and happenings around the world, it all started with a thought. Someone thought of it, and therefore people are experiencing it and observing it, because it started out in someone's mind first. It all starts with thought. Everything, from the good, the bad, the most beautiful to the most grotesque, it all started with thinking. So what have you been predominantly thinking of lately? Is it the problem or the solution? Is it what you don't want or what you actually do want? What is working or what is not working? Because remember that whatever we focus on will grow. So how do you create anything you want in life? I would break it down into these 10 steps. Number 1, get clear and take inventory of what's already here. We just started that, didn't we? Right? So get really mindful, get objective. What is manifesting? And look at every aspect you can. Leave no stone unturned. It's your life. It's your business. It's your family. It's your health. It's your finances, you see. Number 2 is make new decisions. Usually our lives are a mixed bag of what we do want and what we don't want. So make a decision on what stays and what goes. Number 3, and please listen very closely to this one. Instead of going straight to the how, like, how am I going to get out of this mess, right? Or how am I going to find my perfect partner? Or how am I going to get that 6-pack abs, right? Before you go into the how, I want to encourage you to understand the mind first. You heard me. Understand the mind first. Understand the mind first in relation to behavior. Understand your mind and its relationship to physical manifestation. Okay? Understanding the different levels of mind. You can watch my video on the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and superconscious mind, so you know how to use those different levels of mind to your greatest advantage. When you learn the how, you will actually implement the how. Okay? So just take note of that. Now, step number 4 is create the mental programs that will get you the results that you want. So what does this mean? Earlier, we were talking about how we have to understand the mind in relation to behavior. So the fact that you're getting clear about what you want and you're getting clear about what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. Now, you need to program that thought on the conscious level into your subconscious mind so that when something has been programmed subconsciously, you will act upon it. And of course, as you know, when you act upon it, the results will be there. The subconscious mind is also the link to something called universal mind. That's a whole other subject matter. So please watch my video when I talk more in depth about the different levels of mind. Okay? So you want to create the mental program that will get you the results that you want. So for example, if like right now you don't like how a certain relationship is going, right? You can create the mental program that a relationship is going well, the type of relationship that you want, right? So just be aware, you want to create, this is a very conscious level thing to do, a program in your mind that will get you the result that you want. So you're not going to fixate yourself on what you don't want and continuously think about what you don't want, because you'll only get what you don't want. Okay? So step number 5 is learn how to reprogram your mind. Okay, so you come up with a program and then you say, you know what, I also need to reprogram it now so that I'm actually going to act on it. And I'll also attract everything I need into my world for that new idea to manifest physically. So how do you reprogram the mind? This is a much deeper subject. What we can say is this: when you have a conscious level thought, let's say you want to create this reality, you can reprogram that idea into your subconscious mind primarily through repetition. And then you also have deep emotional impacts. There's a way to do that. And what's really fundamental in all of this is actually working with someone too. Because when we're so in a habit of being who we are, we don't even realize that we fall back to our default settings, so to speak, right? So when we work with someone, that person can say, you're still thinking, feeling, and acting like your old self. That's going to yield you the same results, right? And that's basically the definition of insanity. Like, you keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. That's a definition of insanity. So you want to work with someone who can see you from the outside and can guide you to get out of the habit of being yourself, okay? So you want to reprogram. That's a multifaceted subject, and I will cover that in another video. Number 6, cultivate the emotional intelligence. Ooh, this is big. That will align you vibrationally with reality that you want. So, like, for example, let's just say you are in a situation where you don't like the climate, you don't like your environment, and you want to create a reality where you are in a climate that's way up in the mountains and has fresher air. Let's just say that, okay? Now, for you to go into your imagination and focus on the reality, you will actually create the emotions, even though you're not physically there, but in your mind's eye, you're there already, of being in the mountains and having this clear air. You will feel a certain way, right? Like, you'll probably feel healthier. Let's put it that way, right? Or you'll feel freer because you just love the mountains. You feel happy, you feel, elevated, all of these things. So that emotional intelligence, right? You want to cultivate that, because the more you feel into the reality that you want, the more you will attract it to you. So next thing you know, there's going to be opportunities that will come your way where you can allocate into that environment. Step number 7 is study content that expands your level of awareness, expands your perception of reality, and raises your thinking. Study consistently. You must look at personal development as like brushing your teeth and eating on a daily basis. This needs to be a new normal for you. Step number 8 is come up with a plan for actions that will get you closer to what you want. So for example, if you've decided my physical fitness looks like this, right? So there's certain parameters to that. Maybe it's a level of weight, muscle mass, etc. You'll need to create a plan for the exercise and the new meals to implement. Step number 9 is don't fall in love with your plan too much. You must make room for infinite intelligence, your higher mind, to give you instructions on what to do also. I see this all the time with people. It's a balance between those two. As you move forward with your plans, you must also remain open to inspired actions to take, and they will be instructed by universal mind, infinite intelligence. You can also say it's your higher self. And step number 10 is become aware of the resistance that you will feel within and without yourself. So let me give you an example. Procrastination is a form of internal resistance. You know what you need to do, but you're not doing it. That's resistance. Or you're feeling fear in moving forward with your plans. That's also an internal resistance. Or let's say you're plagued with doubt. That's also another internal resistance. Let's look at an example of external resistance. That would be like you're experiencing what feels like doors are closing as you move forward with your plans. right? Or for some reason, things are taking a longer time for it to move into motion in order for your plans to manifest, or your goal to manifest, right? In other words, your experience isn't as smooth as you would like it to be. These are all clues, whether they're internal resistances or external resistances that we're experiencing. These are all clues that you have energetic blocks within yourself. So learn how to resolve the resistance by clearing up the blockages. And I will tell you, when those blockages are cleared up, you'll be amazed at what falls into place. Amazed. Resistance is pretty much inevitable along the creative journey. So you notice that what I have just described in these 10 steps, there is a balance of energetics and structure when you are creating the life and the business that you want. The mind is always directing universal energy, intentionally or non-intentionally. You are directing universal energy with your mind, and then there is an action to be taken. So we're looking at the balance of male and female aspect of the mind. We're looking at the balance between the left and right brain thinking, left being logic and the right being more creative. There is a balance between implementing what you do know and staying open to being guided by a higher power for inspired ideas. Lastly, as you learn more about the mind, you'll get familiar with the 6 higher mental tools everyone uses to create reality. And no one is exempt from having these tools. We are all born with these tools. They are divine tools, actually. Everyone is born with these gifts and yet are not taught how to use these tools with great skill. It's a shame, because it would help millions, billions of people around the world. So please watch my videos on the higher mental faculties. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know below what your greatest takeaways have been. Leave your comments and questions. Now always remember to listen to that deep voice inside of you, nudging you to explore more, to grow, to expand, even if it feels scary, because it feels like the unknown. When you follow it, you won't regret it. Life will never be the same. Till the next video, I'll see you then.